You know that feeling when you thought about doing something and you prepared to do that thing and then you somehow just imagined doing it? That was me about 2 months ago. I legitimately thought I had filmed this already. Apparently I didn't, but I finished a sketchbook at the end of March, so I thought I'd share that with you guys now that I remember that I didn't actually do that. I'm on vacation right now, or rather I'm on staycation right now, I guess I could say. So I have plenty of time to do this now. Let's get into this, I guess. Hello, hi, welcome back to my channel, I guess. Today, we're gonna have a look at this sketchbook that I started at the start of 2023 and then forgot about promptly and finished recently. This is the last, is it the last? Well, technically, it's the last old sketchbook I had left to finish. I have one that I'm not gonna be using as a sketchbook, but it's this one. It's a tiny one that I started out doing like OC portraits in. I'm not going to be using this as a sketchbook. It has become my sort of Etsy notes and measurements and things book now. It's a notebook now, so this is never going to get toured. Let's get into it. I made this. Can we just talk about this? I made this. Oh, let me get all of them. I made this one too. This is my current sketchbook. And, hold on. I made this one too. They're all in my Etsy store. And I made these. I don't know, ever since I realized I could make like, finding merch of an Asma 11 that doesn't cost you like an arm and a leg is really hard. And ever since I realized I could make my own merch, I've just been like, I want to make stickers, I want to make charms, I want to make standees, I want to make everything. Anyway, I made this. It makes me really happy. So this sketchbook was, as I said, started at the beginning of 2023, and it starts off with some Bokura no Monogatari school uniform. I wouldn't call it redesigns because it's looked the same for a really long time. I've always had this sort of pale blue with black accents kind of school uniform idea with the, I was gonna say gingham, but it's not called gingham, right? I don't know, plaid, this plaid design. So I was working on like what the school pins would look like and what kind of clothing would be accessible to the students. And then I made some quick mock-ups of what the Monogatari gang would be wearing or how they would wear their uniforms. So that was, I've always really liked outfit designing and stuff. Oh, I wrote it backwards. I was like, why does it say 2018 on this page? What the fuck? But no, it's the 18th of May, 2023. Jesus Christ. I think I was testing some pens here. Might have been for a video. I actually don't know. Some really sloppy doodles of my Monogatari OCs. And then a whole bunch of post studies. I've been flipping through this just to make sure I know what I'm talking about. Huh, exactly. Is it exactly 2 years ago? No, it's the 28th today. So maybe when this video goes up. No, I'm gonna be quick about it. I'm gonna try to be quick about it, but about 2 years ago. So some post studies from references, definitely gotten off of Pinterest. I think I was trying to get into drawing more consistently, but still not having gotten out of my whole not being able to draw funk. It wasn't quite working. Some of them are kind of good though. Like I like this one of the girl with glasses, and I like this one a lot. I don't know. Yeah, more from reference. And then a Rogue Sigma all of a sudden. And that is basically the end. This is the last page of the old stuff, and then here I started drawing in it again at the beginning of December. It's kind of fun to have like Tsukino and Tsukino next to each other just to see how much, and Mayura too for that matter, just to see how much it's the same and how much it has changed. I don't know, it was real fun. I love, like, I don't know, personally I think my style has gotten cuter. At least my like personal style has gotten cuter. I don't know, I like it. And then of course we have all of these My Hero Academia redraws because I'm still on that wheel and it's still really fun. I'm not drawing as many as I did before because I'm doing other stuff. I think I counted, I have done like over 150 redraws at this point, and I'm only just now finishing off volume 13. There are like 43 volumes. This is gonna take forever, but it's also nice because when I don't know what to draw, I know what to draw. I'm just gonna redraw something. These were redraws from volume 11 and on to 12 actually. Some comic doodles, some Tsuki no Tsubasa. More Hero Academia redraws. I really like Izuku's eyes. I love his eyes. His eyes are pretty. Still doing the alternating thing of doing a little bit of Hero Academia and then doing like my own stuff or post-studies or whatever. Also, one thing I've noticed now that I've been drawing so consistently for so long is that I definitely have like hills and valleys of how well I can draw, and that's probably more a mood thing. But like these two here, I can definitely tell. Like I wanted to draw just for the consistency, but motivation-wise I couldn't put my mind to it because I can tell when my mood for drawing is really low. Even though I want to draw, it's just not happening. And then when it's really good, it's really good. I don't know, it's interesting. It was interesting when I started to notice that. This thing here is definitely from a reference. And then we have some Sigma and Epsilon here. I tried using my Color Eno these things again just to get some color because I almost exclusively use graphite for the Hero Academia stuff. But I'm still really like worried that they're gonna sun bleach out of existence like some of the stuff has done. So I'm a little apprehensive about using them. But I've tried at least. I really like these two. But I think it's I was a little bit more like, oh my gosh, my English is terrible right now because I don't speak English consistently anymore. My vocabulary is suffering a bit. But I was very heavy-handed when I did these. Like the sketching is very dark. I really like this, especially Izuku's hair. Like the hatching is nice. This one too, I like this one. His hair, like just getting to study how like an artist does, like by copying you get to see how they do certain things. It's really interesting. It's really interesting to me. I can't like explain it more than that. We have a rare non-main cast, Kyoka. I like her, she's cool. And more Izuku and his beautiful eyes. And then we have some Hero Academia OC stuff. It's kind of funny, I drew so much in like a couple of weeks and then it sort of petered out because I started working on stuff for my Etsy and things, so it's not as frequent on the last third of the, oh, hit the lamp, the last third. Sorry, I'm paranoid about the camera. I hope I'm not out of frame. I'm not. Academia OC stuff, Nihil and Blue Blaze specifically. I reworked Nihil again for the 5011th time because she was the first character created, so she's like the self-insert. Oh god, and then I've almost completely stopped doing fiber art, like crocheting and knitting. I haven't knitted since I did my Christmas sweater from last year. I'm working on this Sketchbook Tour is a show and tell too, but I'm working on a cross stitch right now. I have I don't remember if they called it a moth or a butterfly, but I'm halfway through this one. So that is my fiber arts thing I'm doing right now. I've almost entirely quit crochet and stuff, but I've been kind of itching to do some again, specifically themed shirts of some kind. I'm really tempted because I think the color work on a shirt like this would be easy because I've knitted a few like v-neck shirts now, and I think it would just be really fun to have like a Katsuki shirt or a Izuku shirt or something like that. It would just make me very happy. I think, oh, Uraraka too, like Uraviti, her costume, it's black, white, and pink. It would suit me so well, like color-wise. I love that combination. So those were thoughts I had a couple of months ago. Moving on. I could talk forever about nothing. But we have some Kazu and Yoru. These I've definitely posted on Instagram. I think a lot of the OC stuff I've done later in the sketchbook is on Instagram already. But after giving these guys light redesigns, I felt inspired to draw them again. So I was thinking a little bit about like the relationship between the characters and stuff, and Yoru is a menace, we all know this, and even Kazu gets tired of his shenanigans sometimes, but most of the time they're more like this. Like, I don't know, Yoru is some kind of tsundere hybrid. he's an awful person, but he really just wants to be loved. And then we have some here, and I went through 3 different languages there. We have some Ichiban Idol, and we have Mars and Venus on this side, and then we have Eclipse, my newest idol addition to that story that never gets written. This one was definitely post-reft. I really like these, this was definitely like good art day. Really good art day. Eclipse, a really quick small sketch that I definitely put on Instagram too, and then some hands. I just really like them. They look nice. I want to do more of this. I want to practice more of this. Actually, now during vacation, I've spent like 2 or 3 days where I started off like by warming up by doing post studies, which has been really nice. So I'm gonna try and do that more because I still want to learn. I want to learn. Some more Hero Academia. More Hero Academia. I really like this page. I love how that page turned out. It was just a really good combination of panels. Some Hero Academia. Tsukino and Tsubasa, and then Sigma and Epsilon. I found my color pencils and added some colored border. Some really cute shit. Oh my god, yeah, and some cute sibling shit too. But I drew Tsukino and her younger sister because I remembered she has siblings. And then I started thinking about it, like a lot of monogatari osis have siblings. Tsubasa has his adoptive older sister Uta, and then I made a list of all the siblings and just like thought, man, one thing I want to do, which is why I want to do post studies, so I can sort of like draw faster, to produce more, not to share, but to get the ideas I have in my head out of my head and onto paper, because I'm terrified of forgetting some of the stuff, because it's like I have so many ideas for like drawings with multiple characters. Like well, I've been talking for way longer than the camera has been recording, so now I have to start over a few pages back, but this is the life I'm living right now. What are we looking at? I just realized too that the bottom of the sketchbook has been cut off. Not by much, obviously, but I'm sorry about that. I'm only human. I watched the last few seconds of where the other clip cut off, and I think I was talking about how I have so many ideas about character interactions and like just scenarios and thoughts, and I want to get faster and better at drawing so I can put those things onto paper and not have to worry about forgetting them. Anyway, moving on. Thought from before, we have Mayura and a rare Haruka that doesn't look like Haruka for some reason. I don't know what I did wrong. Guess she's a little bit too round in the face. We have a mischievous Sigma down here. I did this thing. I did a colored border around the characters, and I really like that because it added color without maybe muddling up the graphite. I'm still doing this blush thing, which is like, it feels like a signature at this point, like everyone gets blush. This is definitely where I started working on my Etsy stuff because I made my new icon. This is for Etsy, this is for Etsy. This is definitely one of my low energy days because I just had like, okay, I haven't drawn today, I need to draw something, find a pose, found one good, just scribble it out real quick. It's cute, but you can't really tell what's going on. It's Tsukino and Mayura looking at their phones while hanging out, but I kind of want to clean it up at the same time as I don't want to. And then we have some Tsukino in her school uniform, a little bit of a comic. Man, I had a whole long spiel about this one down here. I'm not gonna do that again. But basically, Mars and Ion filmed a lot of music videos together when they were like 19 and 16. He's older than her. And they were supposed to have a kiss scene in one of those music videos. Ion was icked out by the thought of kissing a 16-year-old, so they just ended up not doing it. Fast forward 10 years where they're doing like a reply to that album that he released that he needed those music videos for. And he's not icked out anymore. Now he's just being shy. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this because like there aren't really any like couples or ships in Ichiban Idol because that's not what that story is about. But if I ever make anything canon in Ichiban Idol, it's definitely gonna be those two because they're just really cute together. Moving on, we have a couple of Hero Academia redraws. I really like these two as well because I was a little bit more heavy-handed, and it's just like the line art is very distinct. You can really see the cross-hatching and stuff. I like it lots. And then we have some Tsuki no Tsubasa on this side. I like this one. Even if it's very like washed out and stuff, I really like it. Their blue and pink color combination is so cute. We have a whole bunch of redraws here. I don't know, I think I had a bunch of small panels that I wanted to do and I just couldn't like fill up the pages. Not that you have to fill up the pages. I like this. This is also a thing I've done a few times now, but added these sort of colored crosses and it looks nice. It adds to it. We have some more OC stuff, usually towards the end because I only have one page left, but usually towards the end I sort of just end up scribbling because I know I'm close to the end and I just want to finish the sketchbook, but that's fine. Like, it's fine. But some Bokura no Monogatari, and these were definitely done with references, but it's this kind of stuff I want to do. Like casual, friendly, bestie interactions. I like that. And then on the last page, I had a brain worm that I needed out of my head, and it's actually continued. It continued into my new sketchbook. But I started thinking about hand sizes. I don't remember where it came from. I probably saw some K-pop related video on YouTube or TikTok or whatever. But I started thinking about the hand sizes of my Bokura no Monogatari OCs, and I ended up deciding, canonifying, can you say it like that? Tsubasa has the biggest hands. It just makes sense. And Tsukino has the tiniest, just because I want them to be the tiniest. Anyway, I had real fun thinking about this, and I wrote a really tiny little fanfic? No, it's canon. It's my stuff. It's not fanfic. It's just fic. But I wrote a really short drabble of them comparing hands. Yoru getting defensive. Tsubasa dying over the fact that Tsukino's tiny fingers disappear into his huge palms. I don't know. It was cute. It was really cute. Anyway, this is the end of this sketchbook that I finished 2 months ago and forgot about promptly. And it's the last of my old sketchbook. That was this sketchbook. This tiny little sketchbook. I really want to use all of my sketchbooks too. Like, I have a problem. I have so many of them. Let me show you. Let me show you the problem I have. Excuse the mess. 2 active sketchbooks. I have this one, and then I have this one here, but this one is my eyes only. I'm never going to show that to you guys because it contains my most darkest inner thoughts. No, not really, but it's just personal. So this down here, and maybe I should zoom out a bit. This shelf here are all my sketchbooks. Those sketchbooks are finished. Those are blank. I have a problem with collecting these things. Now, thankfully, they're the tiny type of sketchbook that only has like 40 pages, and that's 80 back and front. I want to use them. I want to make use of them. It's an issue. It's a problem. And I've been thinking of, like, because I love drawing tiny. I do love drawing tiny, but I've been thinking about maybe just like making 1 drawing per page, giving myself to have that room to draw 1 thing per page, because I think that's an aesthetic thing in my brain too. When I open the sketchbook, I want there to be like a lot of stuff to look at. But then again, where is he? There. Oh God. That's not bad either. That's a 2, but that's fine. And doing that on every page would be fine. And it would give me more room to draw bigger scenes, because when I draw a lot of stuff on the same page, I don't have room to do the full illustrations. Now, obviously, these are panels and there's like nothing more to them. But if I had, like this one, if I had put him in the middle, I could have given him more. I could have given him the whole page. I could have elaborated on that panel. So I think I'm just going to need to give myself the permission to maybe only draw 1 thing per page in some sketchbooks and somehow be okay with that, because this is fun. Like, that's okay too. I mean, if you think about art books, a lot of art books only have 1 illustration per page when you flip through them to give that illustration the most space. So yeah, just thoughts. Oh, we're ending on a little weird angle here, but yeah, that was the sketchbook tour and a slight, did I update? on anything really. I told you a little bit about everything. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see what I'm up to when I'm not doing these videos, I have Instagram, where I'm trying to get back into posting my more personal, like, OC stuff. I have a Tumblr where I'm very active right now, and I'm forgetting something. Oh, my website. I have a website where I have a more I have a website. It's just pillowrainy.com, where I have a more curated, well-organized-ish collection of my doodles and drawings, and like scanned versions and cleaned up versions of all of my Hero Academia stuff. So if you want to see that, there will be links to those things in the description box below. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, morning. Are you watching this with breakfast? Until next time, which should I hope it will be soon? Let's hope it will be soon. Until then, bye.